Hey y'all. Hello, hello, hello. Hello all. Not hey y'all. Anyways, I hope that you are in a better state today than any other day. These transits are getting ready to take us on a trip. Okay, if you will. We have Jupiter, Neptune, Mars, all aligning to do something spectacular. Okay, no transit is ever a transit where it's like, oh, you know, the eclipses are coming in. That's a great thing. Eclipse things out. New beginnings are on its way. Set off with a new moon. Like, I get excited when transits like this are happening because they mean great things for us. And you have to be in that mindset, or else more of what you're thinking that's difficult, challenging, will become so. So let's have a chat with Source about our mapping, map quest cards, and the direction we're headed in, and the elevation we are receiving, right? New elevations, new upgrades through the rough patches. 10, rock bottom, deep freeze. And you may feel just like that, just like the cards are saying, a deep freeze at your rock bottom. You may be feeling like it can't get any worse, and it should be better at some point. It should get better. It should elevate. 10, 26 is an 8, okay? And this, I love the way the illusion is on this card, because you can look at it in many ways. You can be looking down as if though there's nowhere to go, or, you know, the road is going into a dead end. But dead ends are never truly dead ends. They're a means to an opening. I don't like to say means to an end. They're means to an opening. They are somewhere where you can go, sit still, and really think about where you've been, what decisions it is that got you to that point, and how you can autocorrect, how you can change and make different decisions for yourself, right? As opposed to before, when you were making decisions for yourself and it's just one step to the next step. Maybe you need to change that thinking. Maybe it needs to be 3 steps out, 10 steps out. Maybe you need to be planning more instead of be planning less, right? I mean, we love the A plan, and maybe a bunch of B plans will lead you to the A plan. That's why I really don't like the saying, you know, there's only the A plan. Well, sometimes you have to go through hurdles. Sometimes you have to make a left in order to come back to the street that you started on, so that you can have the finished outcome, because it always comes together. I was just in the still of the night, you know, thinking about how all of the bad decisions or incorrect decisions led you to a place where now it's like, you know what? And it's another 8, okay? Leads you to a better and more insightful place. You may have to sit still. And I love that it's a lion that's in the freeze. So you have the power to unfreeze. You have the power to make the right decisions. Maybe you need to come together with someone. Maybe you need to have a discussion and powwow with a counterpart, with a co-worker, with a partner, okay, with your partner, right, in order to accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish in regards to moving in a better, more upward decision. And I'm just going to do a little bookomancy. I'm just gonna open up and read a page from Think and Grow Rich. Why not? I've been setting myself to reread this book for a while, and Just started yesterday in the rereading of it, because anytime you reread something, you can always find new information. It's like reading your birth chart, right? You find out new information about yourself. You find out new things about your placements. It is a constant journey of knowledge, a constant journey of instilling wisdom in yourself about yourself, things that you can do, things that you didn't know you could do. Because as you grow, your perspective changes on many things. You know, I just tweeted the other day, we are all multifaceted beings. Some of us just choose a lane and stay in it. We don't want to see, we don't want to use our peripheral vision. We don't want to look outside of anything that we're currently doing, because you know what I'm doing works for me, and I don't need to look at nothing else until the divine sends something that says, I have to sneeze, until the divine sends something that says, or maybe not, send something to us that says, you may need to want to relook at this. You may need to relook at this. You may need to revisit these things about yourself, because your life is changing now, and you need to have a new perspective about relationships. You need to have a new perspective about financing. You need to have a new perspective about what certain connections mean to you and for you, right? You may need a new perspective on planting. You may need a new perspective on cooking. You may need a new perspective on your living circumstances. And yeah, so let's just see. And I'll just read, like, I'm gonna read this section here. I'm just gonna read like this section here. You see the pages are yellow. I've had this book for a long time. I doubt if anyone can say what really happened to these men. If you look at the date, 1923, it was just before 1929 market crash as the Great Depression, which I suspect had a great impact on these men and their lives. The point is this. Today we live in times of greater, faster change than these men did. I suspect there will be many booms and busts in the next 25 years, and so on, that will parallel the ups and downs these men faced. I am concerned that too many people are focused too much on money and not their greatest wealth, which is their education. If people are prepared to be flexible, keep an open mind, and learn, they will grow richer and richer through the changes. If they think money will solve problems, I'm afraid those people will have a rough ride. Intelligence solves problems and produces money. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. And you know, and that goes for a lot of things in our lives, right? As long as we are growing in a thing, gaining knowledge in a thing, we will always be able to produce. If you know a lot about planting, you could never go hungry potentially, right? Because you know how to plant potatoes, you know how to plant peach trees, lemon trees, you know what it takes to groom them, keep them. You know what season is best for them to start, what season is a season of shedding for them. And that goes for anything. If you know something about makeup, you will always be able to make money in makeup. You will always be able to either do a face, teach classes, give tutorials, things of that nature, right? You could sell courses digitally and sell them over and over and over again. If you are in any, especially now in this day and age, right? Because when this book was written, you know, I mean, technology was out, but it's more booming now, right? And we should be looking forward to the things that technology has to offer, as opposed to being fearful of it. Find a way where you can hone in what you know, teach it, and offer it. And yes, it really is that simple. And no, I'm not saying you become a millionaire overnight, but these things work. Okay, I myself know this personally. So if you continue to push forward, and we all have hard days. If you saw day 20 yesterday, I'm just gonna say yesterday's post, right? I was having a day, but I don't let that day control my week, my month, my year. I have the day, and I keep moving forward. Learn the things that you need to learn to move around your internal fights with yourself about what you haven't accomplished, what it is you're trying to accomplish. Why can't you get to here? And so has been doing this blah, blah, blah many years, and you've been doing this blah, blah, blah many years, and they are at this point and you have barely scratched the surface. Well, your industry may be different. Your technique is going to be different. Got to remember, we are all individuals. You know, there are certain things where a certain person can do something and flourish very much so quickly, or what appears to be quickly, than another person because of simply who they are and the makeup of who they are. But you cannot look at them and expect that for your life, because your design is different. Your motivations are different. Your work ethic is different. Your push, your pull, your desire to grow a thing and have a thing is different. Check your intent. Why are you doing it? Okay? And how is it helping others? What is it that you're giving that can help someone else think about their process and flip a switch for them? Because really that's all that is why other people can make money, is because they can give something to people that flips a switch for them that works. It's like, oh, okay, I need to think about it this way. That's all they're doing, is changing people's perspectives about a thing. And then those people go on to gain and do well. And hopefully they leave reviews so that other people know that it works. And then the cycle just repeats itself. And you can continue to do the same thing in your life. Hone in on that. Stick with it. Don't divert from it. And yes, you can tweak it. You can make it better. You can use a different platform. I mean, there are so many platforms now, right? There are so many apps, so many things that you can do and use to be who you are, to be as great as you want to be. And you should be. So with that being said, stay great, stay focused, stay enlightened, keep an open mind about everything, and always question things. Question everything. You know, we don't question enough. Somebody tell us something and we just, okay, that must be what it is. No, research it, look into it, get different perspectives about it. As you research it, you may find out this is not really for me, but I know this who this may be for, or someone that this can help, and pass it on to those people, because maybe that is what you're supposed to do, learn something so that you can pass it on to someone else. And everything is not to be made money from, but you know, as you elevate and pass knowledge to other people, it elevates you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, even if it's not in the way that you would like, or you think that it should happen, or you feel like it should be. I love this freaking card. Finding answers, finding solutions, finding resolve, finding the next step into the great next thing of you. I mean, like, look at how peaceful she is with herself. I call it the self-love card, because you find more within, and then you can give more without. She has the butterflies around her. Her hair is full and beautiful, and she's just in a glow. With the moon behind her, we have a new moon coming up, and the eclipses, you know, the shadows, and look how some of the cards look like they're forming. That looks like a bird, you know, but there is symbols and signs around us at all times if you are tapped in, tuned in, and turned on. If you are paying attention. Not necessarily looking for them, just paying attention when they come. The angel numbers and the synchronicities in situations are also awareness points for you. You know, you keep going through a thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Just try to figure out, why is it that this thing keeps coming into your life? I'm not going to say you're attracting it, because that's what it is. But just think about how it keeps coming. Why does it keep coming? Why do you keep opening up yourself to a thing that harms you? Why do you keep opening up yourself to a thing that is detrimental to you, to your finances, to your feelings, to your emotions, to your thought processes, to your work ethic, to your work environment? Why do you keep accepting jobs that you know you're not going to be fulfilled at? Every job pays. Doesn't matter where you go. Every job will pay you, right? That is the system, how it's set up. You work and someone pays you. But is that necessarily what it is that you need or want for your life? Is those the type of situations that you want for your life? We settle too much as humans. We settle for a lot of things. And there's nothing wrong with doing a thing until you can get and move into a greater, bigger thing, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But don't get stuck in a thing. Don't deep freeze in a thing because this is where I'm at. This is just going to be what it's going to be. No, this is what it is until the next thing comes. Okay? There are at least 3 to 4 eclipses every year. It has been like that since the universe been universing. Okay? So what are you going to do with the information now that you know it? What are you going to do with the energy now that you know it is present for you to use, for you to have access to? Because you've always had access to it, but now you're open to it. What are you going to do in your shift, in your shifting seasons? Because we're always being shifted. And in these past 2 years, you know, we're going to be shifted some more. It's not over with. We're still being shifted, and we will be shifted some more. What are you going to do with your shifts? Are you paying attention to the cycles of your shift? Are you paying attention to how the shifting is moving? Okay, I have my terrace door open, so there's that outside noise coming in. But just understand, it may be time for you to not only start realizing that the shifts are for you and not for other people. And as soon as you hone into that more, you can shift for the better. You can shift into places where you like, shift into places where you're comfortable, shift into the places of love for yourself. Because once the full love for yourself comes in, a lot of things will fall into place. I'm not going to say everything falls into place, but a lot of things will. And you'll start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I love this for today. It is time to wake up to the shifts in your life and pay attention to what is being attracted in and what needs to be eclipsed out so that you can have a more fruitful, prosperous, abundant future in life. Blessings.